And I love this visual because it reminds us that the benefits of the curricular approach are for students, they're for staff, and for the institution, and at the intersections of those. This is not just because it's better for students, and it's not just because it's better for staff. This is better for everybody. And so I like this visual because you can see the different components and particularly the overlap. And let's pay attention to what's in the middle of that. Things get easier for us and more effective for the students. That's the magical real estate where all of that overlaps. But we'll break these down. Student success, increased GPA, persistence, completion. University of Oklahoma saw a 3% increase in first year to second year persistence just in their housing and residence life, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars to the institution, dozens of students who graduate and complete. And it's why they move from a housing curriculum to a student affairs curriculum. We move from being just reactive to also proactive. My dean said, before a curricular approach, I knew about students in crisis from faculty and families who would call. After the curricular approach, I know about it from the staff, and I'm checking in with the families and faculty. We'll know about more issues at a level 3 when they can be learning opportunities, rather than finding out when they're at crisis level 9, and all we can do is manage the separation with the littlest harm as possible. And then student conduct. We often see conduct go down by 25, 33, 72% was the number from North Dakota State. That's monumental in students who don't experience consequences, suspensions, probation. It's monumental in terms of professional staff who don't have to do a bunch of conduct hearings and send letters and follow up and all of that stuff. And it can literally can save lives because we're teaching students how to be in community with each other rather than waiting for and hold each other accountable rather than waiting for the RA, security, or police to show up and do it. And professional engagement and job satisfaction. We hear people say all the time, I finally feel like I'm getting to use my master's degree. I'm really putting my intellect to work. And for folks who don't have a master's degree, they say, I feel like I'm kind of getting a master's degree through my work because it is so purposeful, it's so intentional, and I'm learning how to assess, and I'm learning how to write student learning outcomes, and I'm being thoughtful about whether this is too soon in the student experience or not soon enough as we go. And we reduce silos. I don't know any student affairs folks who like to work in silos. We tend to be relationship people, even the introverts among us. And so how do we think about work better across these? But we tend to defer to each other. I don't want to bother Angela. I'm sure she's busy. And so I'll just do it by myself, right? And so how do we not defer, but how do we have this? And collaboration fails when we don't have a shared purpose. And what a curricular approach does is give you a shared purpose. You say, I think what the purpose of this orientation session is this outcome. What do you think? Oh, I agree. Well, now you're in a shared purpose. Or I disagree. Let's get that cleaned up. But having that shared explicit purpose can really help us collaborate and all be moving in the same direction. And better use of resources. We're all under financial crunches in lots of different ways. My favorite story is University of Central Florida. Their housing department on accident saved 80% or $80,000 of their programming budget in 1 year. It was terrible for the pizza industry. Basically, they stopped having to buy crappy pizza to bribe students to go to crappy programs. They started planning purposeful, thoughtful, valuable things for students to engage in, and they didn't need to buy crappy pizza to get them there. They moved $80,000 into student leadership initiatives, Strengths Finder, keynotes, speakers, 3-day retreats, a much better use of their resources. And the role of student affairs. We stop becoming the folks who are experts on great pizza deals on Tuesday night and Wednesday and Thursday. Or if you're going to buy 3,000 t-shirts, how many extra smalls should you order? We also become experts on assessment strategies and way to kick off a workshop at the very beginning that's super engaging. We start working with our faculty colleagues to say, we're really stuck about this. How do you do that in the classroom? And faculty might be coming to us saying, I just don't know how to assess this in my large seminar class. How do you do it during orientation? And we can learn some of those strategies. And then that magical real estate where things get easier for us and more effective for the learners. And when you find that place, just in one part of your work where it got easier for us and all we're doing is we're just going to do that, and you see it have an outsized impact for students, you want to replicate that over and over and over, where things are easier for us and more effective for students. It becomes a little bit addicting.